So, here we go. This will be the first video in the series where I'll be doing a scripted voiceover. The rest are recorded in the moment as I'm playing, so hopefully this will go well, and maybe I'll do some more episodes like this later. Of course, I'm recording my voiceover because this episode is a little different, as I spent more than a few hours level grinding to get everyone in our party to a level 30 before going to the Esper Gate, Vector, and ultimately the floating continent. I feel like this has always been a great time in the game to solidify the party against instant annihilation, because very soon we are going to be facing some powerful enemies. I like to do this level grind in the forest just outside of Miranda on the southern continent. We've just come back from the Magitech facility, and we've got plenty of new magicite and new spells to learn. The battles here average out to about 1,000 experience points per battle, whether it's 5 times Chicken Lips or a Ralph, a Wyvern, and 2 times Chicken Lips, which give 950 and 1,119 experience points, respectively. My strategy while doing this is to limit my party to a single character. As such, that character will gain the entirety of this 1,000 or so experience points, along with the magic points and tons of gold as well. I started out on the airship by unequipping all members. I then talked with one of the cast in the casino and changed my party to a single character. In my last video, you saw the first to go grinding was Saul, and we were killed very shortly into the quest. Luckily, all experience I gained toward leveling up is not lost, but the game does force you to start from your last save. Any magic learned, items gained, and gold earned is lost, so we're going to try our best to avoid annihilation. Spoiler alert, we won't be successful in that. So now begins the trial and error of figuring out the best combination of equipment and relics to give a single character even a hope of survival. The Chicken Lip has 545 hit points, can inflict mute, stopping you from spell casting, and it can cast Quake. Quake causes 350-ish damage and will only be cast if one singular Chicken Lip is remaining on the battlefield. This makes it important not to leave one alone, whether you are facing 5 of them or just the pair along with the Ralph and the Wyvern. Now, speaking of which, Ralphs are pure brute force with strong defense. Wyverns have close to 900 hit points and can take you down to nearly 0 with their cyclonic attack, which only happens when, again, they're left alone on the battlefield. The cyclonic is powerful, taking a huge percentage of your HP, but it can't kill you outright. So hopefully you've hit it a couple of times and can withstand that attack. Of course, as we continue to gain levels, the battles will become easier, as you will begin to inflict more damage with both melee and magic attacks. Leveling up also makes you a better defender. I find the best equipment to use as a solo adventure is anything that can inflict damage to multiple foes at once. I found that relics too have a huge impact on surviving the early bouts while level grinding. I came to finally use a combination of black belt and running shoes. Black belt will cause your character to counterattack when hit by an opponent, giving you many more hits per turn, especially as these are large groups of enemies. The running shoes cast haste on the wearer, making the ATB meter fill faster, and that will give you more attacks per battle, causing more damage. For magic users, I pair an earring with the white cape to avoid losing my magical abilities and boosting my magical attacks and healing. Now we saw with Saul, his relics again were black belt and running shoes. We used the Tempest Sword as the sort of counterattack, and then we pepper in some Dispatch, which is basically just the first level of his Bushido attacks. Now here we're looking at King Doji. So with him, we're sticking to his speciality with the auto crossbow and of course the chainsaw if we need to inflict maximum damage. Again, he's wearing the black belt and running shoes. And we also gave him the break blade, the gold shield, gold helmet, and gold armor. Now, if you're wondering about the music, of course you heard at the very beginning how super sped up the jams were. So in conjunction with these videos, I've been working on a record of beats built off of Final Fantasy VI themes. So that's what we're listening to now. Just a handful of sort of sketches, shall we say. Not the final products, but just something to listen to other than the sped up, So, instead of using healing potions, I kind of opted for using either sleeping bags or tents, or just popping back into the village and stopping at the inn to maintain my HP as we move through this. And so that'll do it for Doji. Here we go. And next up, twin brother Moji. Moji again will be equipped with the relics, black belt, and running shoes. He's wearing the fire knuckle, as his counterattack weapon, along with the Mithril Shield, Tiger Mask, and the Power Sash. And so as we're moving through with him, his blitz technique would use the fire dance, and then about halfway through this, he learns the air blade. And so we sort of switch to that. Of course, this jam takes us back to the mines of Narsh, the mists and steams. As you can see there, taking out multiple enemies with the fire dance is always preferable to attacking singularly because of the way the attacks come from the wyvern and the chicken lip, as you can see right there. Timely Cyclonic got me down to 19 HP. Another one there. But again, it can't kill you. So it just takes a percentage, which is significant. So you better not get hit after, which, spoiler alert, does happen. One thing you do have to love at this sped up thing is the victory dance. It just looks amazing. Yeah, as we're approaching level 30, you can notice a significant uptick in the amount of points. Coming from these attacks. And there you have it. That's Emoji. Next up, Locke. We're in our game, Bespo. We're going to give him the Hawkeye, Mithril Shield, the Mithril Helm, and the Power Sash. His main attacks here, again, he's also wearing the black belt and the running shoes, keeping that strat going. He's also going to mainly use magic through this because that's his only way of hitting more than one character at a time. So we're going to stick with some Bolt 2. Meanwhile, all of these characters are also being equipped with espers. So as they progress through the battles and the levels, they are, well, they're able to learn as much magic as they can. Now, normally I might just max out the magic and just go until everybody has all the magic, because as you say, oh well, Locke shouldn't be using magic, but he should be using steel or mug or whatever it is. Oh, and there he goes, deaded. Case in point with the don't get hit after Cyclonic or leaving the Quake situation. So you really got to knock these guys out. So again, he didn't lose any of the level experience points. However, everything else was lost. Ooh, and deaded again. Just some poor calculations, I guess, as far as whether or not I'd be able to withstand more attacks. It's really just comes down to not being lazy and, healing in between each battle. Especially in this case where, Locke is not necessarily the most offensively, powerful character. But again, as he progresses, his lightning attack starts to get a little stronger. His abilities with the Morning Star is just knocking these guys out with almost one hit. So that's what we're looking for. Cyclonic. once again, Bespo has met with his annihilation. But he's right on the cusp of getting to level 30, so we're just going to keep on grinding with him. Of course, 3 deaths. I believe that may be the last time that any of these guys die, except on the Veld. It gets a little complicated on the Veld later, but of course we'll get to that when we get to that. He's starting these battles with 700 HP is not the way to do it. Okay, and Bespo has hit level 30. It's time now to bring Zena, who also is rather weak. So this is why I'd like to go ahead and do this, because bringing them straight into all this heavy action coming up at level 23 is just going to be heartache. So that's why we'll spend some time here, just making it just a touch easier. Now, Zena is, of course, once again using So Zena has the break blade, the gold shield, gold helm, and gold armor. She's been equipped with the relics, earring, and white cape, so as to boost her magic and protect from the mute attack of the chicken lips. Now, her main attack here that we're sticking with is Fire 2. She, of course, the fire power that she had from the very beginning of the game, this is the next level, 2. And of course, we are going to build up her magic as well with a bunch of espers. very nearly there with Zeno, able to withstand the quake attack. But again, only by being very conscious of where your HP are at and always taking the moment to heal. That's good advice for life too. Thank you, Zena, as she hits level 30. Next up is Elgin. Yes, with Elgin, we're going to play some slots. Later on, we'll do some GP Rain, which is, I think, the best one that he's got. He is using the cards, and he's got the gold shield, a mithril helm, and gold armor, wearing the black belt and the running shoes. The slots are a lot of fun to use, though I prefer the GP range just because it's just boom and attack. There are some folks who will, use pause buffering to, hit the ones at the slots, as they go. But I don't know. It doesn't really hurt to occasionally get the little bunny that heals you. Didn't help there very much. Hoping that could be the last time we were annihilated in this video. Who knows? Spoiler alert. It's not. What they call the lagomorph. Lagomorph or Iagomorph? I'm not sure. Either way, it looks like a little bunny version of maybe the Black Mage. Adorable, kawaii. Chocobo attack is pretty solid too. Again, less rare than sort of the diamonds or the lagomorph. Ooh, got cyclonic there down to only 5 HP. But pulled through. That H-bomb is nasty, and that'll take him to level 30. Now, things are going to get a little different, so we're going to take Knit down to the Veldt with King Doji as backup, because of course once you leap, you don't have anybody else in your party. So here we go, flying around the world. We'll stop at Figaro Castle real quick, just get some stuff on the cheap, considering Doji's the king. And we are literally just going to take everything up to pretty much max. I mean, we'll get very close with a lot of stuff. Of course, we wound up with hundreds of thousands of gold, so on to the next thing. We'll stop in Narsh. We'll get a handful of other potions, etc. as Kefka comes into our ears. And we're going to sell a couple things just to complete buying a handful of more supplies. We'll stop at every town on the way just to check. Basically, what I was looking for was the lower potions, but we'll find some of those later. Now, here on the Veldt, we're going to send him out to leap and learn all of these attacks, which unfortunately will be our undoing a couple of times, as you are left rather bare against some very powerful enemies, especially after we've made our way through Vector. And you'll surely be able to see that coming up as we try to learn just a handful more attacks for Knit moving forward. Now, you don't gain any experience here on the Veldt. It's simply the powers of Knit and Annihilated, which unfortunately also erases all the rages that you learned in that time. So, seeing as that's what we're facing, we're going to try one more time with the two of them. And seeing as we lost all of that stuff we bought, we're going to go back and buy it again. And here we are, back on the Veldt. Now, I suppose the reason that you don't get any sort of experience on the Veldt is because if you did want to just stay out there learning all these rages, you might kind of break the game and be ahead level-wise with where they want you to be. Again, which is, I feel like, always sort of like riding that edge between complete annihilation and total dominance. I like to be comfortable, so this is why we're doing this level grind in the first place, and we're going to go ahead and grab as many of these rages as we can, seeing as I'm sure they'll be useful later on. This is going to be a theme where we're going to get doomed by that thing a couple of times. What I'm really hoping hoping for is that we could learn it such that Knit would be able to use Doom. Now we're going to go ahead with a full party here, just because right now we're not really amassing level up points or any magic points for Knit. Basically, this is just backup for him, whereas hopefully this would mean that we might survive against, well, that particular beast. However, spoiler alert, we will not be successful. And of course, what happens a lot is, he'll jump on some cool stuff and get that. And then, of course, you fight a couple of things that you would really like to have on that rage list, but he doesn't come back. And, of course, comes back on something that you already have. It happens a bunch, we'll say. Of course, the mad clown at it again with another banger. This one again. Hopefully we're not going to get level 5 doomed. So once again, lessons learned, shall we say. And of course we lost all the rages. Awesome. We're just going to pop out and go level grinding the normal way. Just sending it out to use some of his rages, despite not really having anything to show for it. And so Knit, here in the forest, just outside of Miranda, is wearing the tiger mask, the power sash, the black belt, and the running shoes, along with the mithril helm. Now we've also cast Float on him, which will help him avoid Quake. However, doesn't help him not being annihilated. And there he goes. Now here we're using just a sort of random seeing what rages work best. So it seems like this ghoul one, or I forget which one it is. That blue flame blaze. It's rocking pretty hard. Again, Nit, or Gao, as he's known, was never one of the players that I used a lot back in the day. It was more just a stepping stone on the way. You know, you had to go to the bell, you got Gao, he joined you. But he does have a lot of unique abilities considering how many different rages he's able to perform. There we have it. Nit has reached level 30, and we will say farewell until the next go around. We're taking the airship